What is up, everyone? Happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. Appreciate all of you being here. Let me know how you're doing in the chat. Make sure you rack up those likes. I'll go over the schedule really quick. So first, we're going to talk about Kick and everything that's going on with Kick. Then we're going to be talking about Rumble. Then we're going to be covering... then we're going to talk about Trump. There's some Trump info out there. Then we have a video titled Democrats Can't Ignore This. Just a brief list of all Old Man Walter's downfalls. Then we have a video titled North Korea Nuke Threat. Just you know, I don't know. Good news all around. Klaus Daniels is here. Then we have a video titled Sanitation Service Rally Held in Atlanta. Union workers demand better wages. Seems like everybody's going on strike. Then we have a video titled Aldean's fans stand strongly behind him because they're trying to cancel his music or whatever because he put out a song and it shows the riots and all the stuff from 2020. So everybody's saying his music's racist because it's showing riot footage. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but that's what's going on. Then we'll be wrapping things up on the YouTube side of things with a video titled Has No Idea Where They Are. Langford slams Biden administration for losing unaccompanied minors. They didn't lose them. I don't think they lost them. They lost them in Old Man Walter's basement. Then we're going to move over to all the non-YouTube platforms to cover a video with Carrie Lake, also talking about Trump. And then we have a Trump video where he mentions these are sick degenerates and that they are all corrupt. We're going to be covering all of that today. Let me get through the chat, make sure everything's running smoothly, and we'll go ahead and get her started. What's up, everyone over on YouTube? What's up, Toy Mafia? What's up, Ghost? What's up, T Lawton? What's up, Daryl? What's up, Shannon? What's up, JB? What's up, Ventura? What's up, Casper? What's EFO? What's up, EFO? What's up, Jess? What's up, Flash? What's up, Bear Food Buddy? What's up, Robert Jr.? Happy freedom. Appreciate all of you guys being here. Just go ahead and go over to Rumble. Rumble's better. Rumble is better. Once I know that we can survive without YouTube, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna keep trying on YouTube. I just don't see the point. Us trying to network and show the truth and all that stuff is completely against YouTube community guidelines. Every day I'm dodging and ducking community guidelines, and it's dumb. It's dumb. We don't have to do that. We can go to Rumble or Odyssey or jeffmaclive.com or Kick or Twitch or Twitter, and you guys would be able to watch, and we'd be able to say what we want and talk about what's actually going on. The more everyone clings to YouTube, the more that we're just stuck with the censorship. But I do appreciate all of you guys being here. What's up, everyone over on Twitch? What's up, Snooks? What's up, Tink? What's up, AIM? Happy freedom. Appreciate you guys being here. What's up, everyone over on Kick? Klaus Daniels is going ham. He's gonna get in trouble. He's gonna get grounded. What's up, everyone on Odyssey? Happy freedom. What's up, Mushroom Dancer? Appreciate you being here. What's up, everyone on Rumble? Thank you so much, Serum, for joining the membership program over on Rumble. You're officially a hooligan. I appreciate you, Serum. Thank you. Yeah, shout out to everyone that's been joining on these free speech platforms and stuff. You guys are making it. We're heading towards the possibility of being able to survive this demonetization. The more people we have over here, the more sustainable we are. I appreciate all of you guys. What's up, Zero? What's up, Patty? What's up, Undercrofter? What's up, Ghostly? Let's see, reading down the list. What's up, Shannon? What's up, Baby Boomer? What's up, Cherish Sanity? YouTube's being YouTube, I guess. Yep. What's up, Snickle Fritz? Sun's out, guns out. Right? I know. It's so humid here. It's so humid. Everything's like sticking together. It was this, or I couldn't go live. I'm sitting here sweating. What's up, D-Flow? Happy freedom. What's up, Speed? Spaced Ghost. My bad. Reading all the colored names is very difficult. I'm not a child. They should make the names all white so I can read them. That sounds terrible, but you know what I'm saying. Space Ghost, your Shepherd Shep. Well, I appreciate you being over here. It's a plastic quack. What's up, everyone? Thank you so much, Hair Juicer, for the $5 donation. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. What's up, Nisa? What's up, Ghostly Method? What's up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com? Make sure this is running. Oh, yeah, it looks good. The other thing for everyone over on YouTube, if you watch on any of these other platforms, the quality is higher. I don't know why. I think it has something to do with the way YouTube compresses the files. But every other platform is clearer than YouTube is. So just throwing that out there. So we're going to start off by talking about Kick. A bunch of hooligans made an effort to go to Kick and follow so we could hit the numbers we needed to get monetized. I had to apply for it after the live yesterday, and we were successful. And we were approved for monetization. So everybody that watches over on Kick, you're able to join the membership program over there. And if you do so, then you will have access to exclusive emojis to use in the chat. I have 3 of them up right now. I'm going to try and make more today. Tomorrow's Sunday, so I won't be doing a live tomorrow. So I'll be making more of an effort to put up more emojis. I'm going to be adding emojis to Kick and Rumble as much as I can come up with. I have to make them. I'm not like everybody else where I just go and take somebody else's emojis and stick them on my channel. I'm going to make them from scratch, but I'm going to keep adding to it to try and give you guys a little more, something back, because I really appreciate all of you guys for joining up. Thank you so much, Ghostly Method, for subscribing over on Kick. You're officially a hooligan. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Oh yeah, and then on Kick you'll have badges. Just like on YouTube, you'll have the Hooligan H badge and all that stuff. Rumble doesn't allow me to change the badge yet, but considering they're coming for that YouTube throne, I'm sure it'll be just a matter of time where I'll be able to change the supporter badge over there. Let's see. And that kind of covers the stuff with Rumble. I added new emojis over on Rumble as well. I think there's like a 2-tier system on Rumble, so everyone should be able to access, I think it's the Jeff Mac logo. I think everyone, wow, it's really tiny. I'll have to go through and edit it, but I think everyone can access that, but then members will have access to those hooligan badges, the blacked out badge, the bars and stars badge, and the hooligan chip. But like I said, I'm gonna add on to it. I'm gonna put up a whole bunch of emojis, and if they let me add GIFs or GIFs or whatever they're called, I'm gonna add those too. So just letting you guys know, because I appreciate all of you guys moving over to the free speech platform so we don't have to be hindered by YouTube censorship. We're gonna move forward talking about Trump. There's gonna be lots of Trump talk today. They just set the date for Trump's classified documents trial date, and it's set for May 20th of 2024. That's like almost a year away. Like it's like 10 months away or something like that. And then I went and looked it up because I'm not familiar with it like most of you hooligans are. The next presidential election in the US will be held November 5th, 2024. So we're going to be, fire raining from the sky. It'll be an election year. And then on May 20th, the Orange Eagle's going to trial. Hopefully they air it live so we can cover his trial. That'd be awesome. It's not awesome that he's going to trial, but we'll get back-to-back Orange Eagle, so that would be something. But yeah, so he's going to go to trial on the 20th, and then in November is when we're supposed to go cast our vote. I'm worried about what's going to happen with that and what they decide to do with all that. Not what legitimately is going on. I'm not worried about legitimate stuff going on. I'm worried about the way that they paint everything and make everything look, all the lies that they tell, all the propaganda they put out there. People really believe he was impeached twice. Like, people really believe that. They believe after 2 different investigations that J6 was an insurrection. People believe it because of the propaganda. So I worry about how that's going to go. I also worry about like wrongful imprisonment. If they just incarcerate him because they think that's going to help their deal, I worry about the reaction of the people if they were to do something like that. So like I said, May 20th trial, we go cast our vote. November 5th, it's going to be wild next year. So we're going to start on this first video. Well, first I'm going to read through the chat and hear what you guys have to say about all that stuff we just covered. But this next video we're going to cover is titled Democrats Can't Ignore This, and it's pretty decent comparison between Old Man Walter and the Orange Eagle. Let me read through the chat first. OGBT, the J6 riot. Yeah. I kind of like watching those videos. I didn't at the time. It felt like all hope was lost. But I like to go back and watch those J6 videos on the website. I have them we have a whole page dedicated to J6 on the website. And I like to go back and watch it because you could see how passionate everyone was. You can see the crowd, how many people are there, how excited everyone is, people crying and stuff. All the American flags, all the patriotism. You can hear the crowd cheering and stuff as the Orange Eagle is speaking and what he's saying and how passionate he is and stuff. And it's more than just the chaos that happens like near the end of the day. But it's such a crazy day. It starts off with just awesome bars and stars everywhere and just happy people. Then it turns into chaos. Then it turns into this really long, quiet period of time where we're seeing blue team out there crying on the House floor and saying how scared they were and all this stuff during the certification process. And you can just tell that like all of us feel like hope is lost. Like it's such a huge spectrum of emotion that goes on during those 3 videos. It takes a lot. It's like 16 hours worth of footage that we covered, but it's so crazy. It's so crazy, that J6 stuff. It's always good to go back and remember how what actually happened, to go back and see the actual riots, not just J6, but what they were doing at the federal building and I kept wanting to say Poundwater in Portland, and then I almost said Pontiac. I'm thinking about Michigan too much. In Portland, to see those videos where there's 1,000 Antifa in the streets throwing stuff on fire and piss bottles, going out there with their leaf blowers to blow back the CS gas against the federal marshals and all that stuff. It's crazy what was actually happening. We just became numb to it, and then it just kind of drifted away like a fart. And I don't know, our memory softens it up. I think it's one of those trauma things that our body does to try and like alleviate us from the stress of the trauma. OGBT, yeah, they didn't find anything about that, and we didn't even know about that on J6 when it was supposedly going on. New Dawn, Klaus has underwater survival training at 3 p.m. He's gonna have a hard one with that. He's gonna have a tough one. Klaus is gonna be like a SEAL after this. He might be a Green Beret. New Dawn, you get your monetization back? No. My appeal was rejected. We talked about it yesterday. My appeal was rejected, and I don't know if I can reapply in 30 days or 90 days because there's 2 different documents and they say something different. So sometime between a month and 3 months from now, I'll be able to remonetize. But because of the emails that everyone got, I assume most people left the membership program. They don't have to. People don't have to leave the membership program because it's paused. Your payment's paused. So you're not paying in for nothing. You could just wait and see if we get remonetized and then we'll be good to go. But I think because of the initial scare of receiving the email and saying that it's paused and stuff, most people are just going to cancel the membership. So even when we get remonetized, we'll just be dead in the water. And there's a very good chance that we're not going to survive this, that in 2 weeks or something, I won't be financially stable enough to keep doing this. And that really sucks after devoting the last 3 years of my life to try and investigate everything going on and then present it to all of you in a way that we can pass it on to other people so everyone knows what's actually going on around us instead of eating up propaganda. But if everybody goes to Rumble or they go to Kick or they go to jeffmaclive.com and either move their membership over there or just hold tight with their membership on YouTube, because I am going to try and reapply for monetization, that's the only way we're going to survive this. But the whole YouTube thing is, even if we do get remonetized and everyone does stay, we're still going to be dealing with censorship. And we don't have to. Everybody could go to Rumble and all these other platforms I keep mentioning, and then we could just not be live on YouTube. We could go live and go, hey, this is what we're going to watch today. This is what we're going to talk about. And then just drop the live off of YouTube, tell everyone to come over, and then just spend the entire live being on a free speech platforms whichever ones you prefer to watch on, and actually just talk openly and cover things that are completely going on instead of having to cherry pick what's appropriate according to YouTube community guidelines. I'm live on 9 platforms, and everything is dictated by YouTube community guidelines because they're so harsh and the punishments are so harsh. And we don't have to do that. But as long as everyone stays there, I'm obligated to keep doing things, keep juggling. And really, people on the alternative platforms, the free speech platforms, it's like they're getting watered down content when they don't have to, just because YouTube's in the room. So that's just something to think about. And everyone gets pissed when I talk about this, like I'm talking about you guys specifically, and I'm not. I appreciate all of you guys. I think about you all day. You guys are my whole world. And it's not you guys, it's the platform. The YouTube platform is toxic. It's like we're in the bottom of a porta-john and we're just showing up every day to go live, and we don't have to. We have all these other places that are better. I understand that the apps aren't great and the user interface isn't exactly the same, so I try to be considerate of all of that. But the more we try to keep YouTube alive, the more we're keeping the ball and chain attached, and it's like we're asking for it. We don't have to. We can move to these other platforms and be good to go. Spread our wings. We can do all of that. But yeah, that's the deal with that. New Dawn. Yep. All donation links are in the description. Cash. We have all kinds of stuff. Everything everyone has ever asked me for. I used to just have PayPal and Cash App, and then people are like, "You got Stripe?" And I'm like, "Nope." And they're like, "If you did." So I went and got Stripe. Then I got Zelle. Then I got Venmo. Then I got Locals. Then I got Buy Me a Coffee. And I'll just keep doing that. As long as you guys keep telling me, I'll just keep doing it. Keep it running. Because we got to adapt to survive. And that's what we're doing right now. Grey Wolf. Fuck the commies. I agree. Alright, hooligans. I'm going to read through chat really quick. I know I'm doing a lot of talking. Snooks, you're not canceling? Well, I appreciate you. That's the other thing too, is like if you wanted to support but you don't want to cancel your YouTube membership, you could support on these other platforms, and then if we do get monetized, you could always pull your new subscription and just continue on with your YouTube subscription. But it's whatever you guys want, whatever makes you guys comfortable. That's why we're live in so many locations, is because I don't want you guys to be where you're not comfortable. There's no sustainability in that. Let's see. Jeff, YouTube ganked my gifted membership. Yeah, they took everybody's. Dan, I'll get the Rumble chat figured out. Try it on the browser. Try going through like whatever browser you use, Chrome or Mozilla or whatever you use. Try doing that, because I think the website is better than the app. I did download the app yesterday so I could see what you guys were talking about, because you guys keep telling me that the app sucks and all that stuff. I think the app might be good for notifications, but I haven't had it long enough to really tell. I know that it's not real great to navigate. They need to work on that. New Dawn, you could try Truth Social. They won't let me go live on there. They won't let me go live on Truth Social. They won't let me go live on Getter. And there's another one. What is it? Because I've tried. I've asked them. I was going to say Locals. We can go live on Locals, but something's wrong with their live streaming thing, and I got to work with customer service to get that figured out. But most people who are a part of Locals are members for Rumble. The membership program for Rumble goes through Locals. So I think even if I got live streaming figured out on Locals, pretty much everybody would just go to Rumble. I think. A lot of people don't use the Locals app. Sly Dog, the browser works great. Thank you for letting me know. Denoise, YouTube keeps turning off my notifications for you. Yeah. Sometimes they unsubscribe people. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. I feel like I have Stockholm syndrome because YouTube is just punching me in the face. They're like, look at me while I knock your teeth out. That's how they treat me. And then I'm like, oh no, we got to go back and get monetized. And it's like, I don't want to. The only reason I'm on YouTube is for all of you guys that are staying there. But if we could get to Rumble and jeffmaclive.com and make those the primary, I wouldn't care about YouTube community guidelines. Because look at Salty Cracker, look at Crowder, look at anybody who's a big name out there, you know, much bigger than I am, they're all demonetized. And it's not because they're totally vulgar. Yeah, Salty's a little, he's got some energy to him. But it's not about being vulgar. It's not about doing the wrong thing. It's more about doing the right thing. The things they're talking about is actually going on, and they're demonetized for it. And I knew that day was going to come for us, and it has. And so we're either going to survive this or we're not. But I really appreciate all of you guys that have been supporting and really going out of your way to strengthen all the uncensored platforms and stuff, so we have a good fighting chance to try and survive this censorship we're going through. What's up, Kabuki? Memory hold? Yeah. Raja. Oh, you haven't really missed much. If anything, I'm just sitting here responding to everybody in the chat for the most part. Trying not to ramble. I'm trying to provide information. It's just I'm doing a lot of things at once. Salter Ragu, the chat is weird on Kick. That's what I keep hearing. I keep hearing that the chat freezes on Kick every once in a while, but I've only heard that through the app. And I haven't used the app yet. I access all this stuff through the web browser. And on your phone, you can make it like an app. Like, most phones have Chrome on it. So if you go to Rumble, or you go to Odyssey, or you go to Kick, if you hit the 3 dots in the top right corner for Android users, I don't know how to do this for iPhone people, but if you got Chrome, it should all be the same no matter what phone you're on. But you click the 3 dots in the corner. Once you get to the website, you scroll near the bottom, and it'll say like pin to desktop or something like that. Let me look it up really quick, because I want to give you guys exact instructions. I did this for, I think, Captain Seamus and for Sam, and this is how they view the website, like, from now on, because it's easier. But you click the 3 dots and you scroll down to where it says add to home screen. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this. Oh, focus. Anyways, right about where my pinky is, it says add to home screen. If you do that, it will drop that website right on your main screen of your phone. When you turn it on, it'll drop an icon there, and it will look like an app. And the website itself will actually give you notifications as if it was an app, because of programming I've put into the website. It'll behave like an app, but it's just a website. Lots of newer websites are like that. So you can put it on your phone without actually installing an app. And every time you click it, it'll take you straight to the website. It's kind of like a shortcut. It's a little bit better than a shortcut, but that's my advice if you're working with a platform that the app kind of sucks. It's a workaround. It's not the workaround you asked for. It's the one you're getting. It's the one you need. Zero, what about Clout Hub? I remember when Clout Hub came out, but I haven't heard of anybody using it at all. I've never heard anybody being like, oh, come to my Clout Hub, or we should be live on Clout Hub. I haven't heard that at all. I just jumped on there. I'll look into it after the live. I do have a Clout Hub account that I made like 2 years ago when we were figuring out what Discord was, but I don't think there's enough going on over there. But I'll check it. I'll check it out. I'll keep a tab open. Ghostly, Google takes a chunk of the donations on the app, so Rumble doesn't really want you giving on mobile. Yeah, but Apple's like that too. And I can't remember, I think it's Spotify. If you're on Spotify, listen to music or whatever, if you go to pay for something, it actually will open the website, because if you pay through the app stores take too much of a percentage, and the websites aren't benefiting from that. So instead of having you pay through the app itself, it'll redirect you to the website, so you can pay directly through the website, and then all they have is the transaction fees and stuff like that. So that's pretty common. It's a common thing. JB, make the internet great again. That's what I'm saying. And that's what Trump was saying during one of his rallies, is that he wants to make it so there's a digital bill of rights. So when we go to the internet, our freedom of speech is still there, and platforms can't tell us no. It'll be an infringement on our constitutional rights. And I think that's an interesting thing and potentially a necessary thing, but they got to get rid of that Section 230 stuff if they plan on doing that, because Section 230 specifically says that pretty much if you're on the internet, you don't have constitutional rights. They have the right to take you down even if what you're doing is constitutionally protected, and it is specifically worded like that. We have policies that literally go against the Constitution verbatim. It doesn't make any sense. And any laws that go against the Constitution is not supposed to be upheld. What's up, Nefties? What's up, Trigger Crazy? Appreciate you guys being here. Alright, I'll stop talking you guys to death. I don't want to push you out the door. Let's see. Well, I appreciate you being over here, Nisa. The website's the best place to be anyways. It's uncensored. Nobody can kick our tower over. Even if we lost every other platform, we would still have the website. There's nobody's taking a cut or anything like that. There's processing fees that come out of the subscription, but that's it. So the website is the best place to be. Plus, I'll keep developing it and keep making it a better place. All right, hooligans, we're going to get started on this first video titled "Democrats Cannot Ignore This." They're going to. They're soft and stupid, but that's okay. Anyways.
If you want something swept under the rug, all you have to do is call it a Biden. Whether it's the laptop or the classified docs in Chinatown, Democrats can never seem to verify anything. And now that the smoking gun FBI bribe documents out, alleging the Bidens forced $10 million in bribes out of the Ukrainians, Democrats can't ignore it anymore. So they've come up with some of the most ridiculous and hilarious excuses we've ever seen. MSNBC is saying the FBI informant is just hard of hearing.
Frankly, in reading it, there are even some things that could be lost in translation between the Russian that was being spoken by this informant with the sources that he's referring to, and the translation of that Russian. So it's not exactly a clean win or loss for anyone.
Absolutely, Allie. The highly credible, multilingual, extremely trustworthy, longtime confidential FBI informant, probably hard of hearing. He probably misheard the Ukrainians saying they bribed the Bidens. He misheard them every single meeting and every single conversation for 3 years. I get it. The media is having a hard time wrapping their heads around the Biden bribery bombshells. They couldn't believe the Ukrainians would hire Hunter Biden to protect them through dad. Hunter's a lawyer. He went to Yale. There's no way Ukrainians would call him stupid, even if he's losing his crack pipes, laptops, and guns everywhere. Hey, he's not stupid. He's just disorganized. This is now the 10th person connecting the Bidens to bribery. Can the media connect the dots yet?
The aim of all this is not to connect the dots. It's just to throw out a whole bunch of dots that don't connect, just to try to create this atmosphere around President Biden that he must have done something wrong.
Trying to create an atmosphere around the president that he must have done something wrong? That sounds a lot like the Russia hoax. Eugene, let me connect a few dots for you. You take a pen. You draw it from the laptop to the text to the emails to the bank records to the whistleblowers to the eyewitnesses to the FBI informants to the photographers and to the voicemails. And finally, the nickname, the big guy.
Prostitute.
I'm going to connect a bigger dot, Eugene. You ready? You're a reporter. You're supposed to be curious, cynical. If the Ukrainians have 17 tapes of the Bidens talking bribes plus bank records, and the President Biden has sent Ukraine billions of dollars for, quote, as long as it takes, you think the president's being blackmailed? Well, we know he's being blackmailed by the FBI, but is he being blackmailed by Ukraine? Eugene, you've always wondered if Trump was being blackmailed by the Russians, but he never sent $100 billion to Moscow. But the Ukrainians have dirt on Biden, and he empties our treasury into Kyiv. You don't want to maybe try to connect that dot? You're right. We can't verify it. But what we're doing over here is called journalism. We're trying to verify it. We're connecting dots. Eugene's a journalist, right? And he's not even trying to practice his craft. And get this, the media went from let's hire 87,000 IRS agents and all have them strapped to the IRS agents are just a bunch of liars.
You've got these other people who are supposedly these IRS informants who basically get up there and go, yeah, it was actually Donald Trump. When I was complaining, it was Donald Trump who was president then, and it was Trump's IRS and Trump's Justice Department in 2018. And here we have a document that, again, that's complete nonsense.
Has Garbo not been following the news? The FBI and the Justice Department have been out to get Trump for 7 years. Trump's FBI tried to take him out with the 25th Amendment. Trump's FBI buried the laptop to help Biden win. Trump's own Justice Department appointed a special counsel to investigate him for a crime they knew he didn't commit. Yeah, Joe, you're right. The Hunter Biden IRS investigation started under Donald Trump. You're right. And then they immediately moved it to Delaware, where it went nowhere for 6 years. And what does he mean, supposedly these IRS informants? They're IRS whistleblowers with pristine records. One of them is a gay Democrat. Why would a gay Democrat IRS agent lie about Hunter deducting prostitutes from his taxes? Are you telling me that's not something Hunter would do? But here's an even better excuse. Listen to this one.
Much of the conduct they were talking about was an election year where the subject's father was on the ballot. So the, quote, slow walking that they talk about was actually done by Bill Barr's Justice Department because of election year sensitivities.
So one election year slows an investigation down by 5 years. Goldman's bad at math, so he's in politics. I get it. That's why I'm in TV. But I didn't know election years were so sensitive for the Department of Justice, because they spied on Trump's campaign during an election year. Trump was impeached during an election year for zeroing in on Biden corruption. And now Trump's on trial in 3 separate cases. When? Yeah, it's going to be in an election year. Seems like the Department of Justice gets a lot done in election years when Trump's the target. But Jake Tapper thinks all presidents' families are treated the same.
Do you think that it's possible that because this was the president's son, there were extra sensitivities and extra protocols because of that that would have been extended to an investigation of a Republican president's son or daughter as well?
Extra sensitivities and protocols. The FBI interfered in both Trump's elections, 16 and 20. And the Trump family, 2 sons, a daughter, and a son-in-law, sat through dozens of depositions, handed over thousands of documents and communications for a 2-year investigation into a crime that didn't exist. Don Jr. almost got indicted for taking a worthless meeting with a Russian, while Hunter was taking hundreds of meetings with, I don't know, Russians, Romanians, Chinese, Ukrainians, Mexicans, and taking home millions of dollars after the meetings and after his dad got involved, and no one knows why. Did the Trumps ever get tipped off to raids? Because Hunter did. The Justice Department blocked search warrants for Biden's properties, but the feds rummaged through Melania's underwear drawer with impunity, like a bunch of pervs, all up in Barron's bedroom. Are those the kind of extra sensitivities and protocols that first families deserve, Jake Tapper? There's only one person here with privilege.
When we wrap this report up, Hunter Biden's going to have between 6 and 10 criminal referrals. He violated.
It says Hunter has white privilege.
He was money laundering. He was racketeering. He committed wire fraud. He violated the Mann Act. The list goes on and on and on, but yet he gets a slap on the wrist. And the Democrats want to talk about, oh, the two-tier system of justice is racist in America. Well, Hunter Biden's the ultimate white privilege guy.
Hunter should be in prison today, but he's not. So where is he? Hunter's in Malibu with the guy who picked up his bill for $2 million with the IRS, his sugar brother. That's Kevin Morris, the sugar brother, ripping bong hits off his balcony while Hunter's inside. Hunter's got a plea deal around the corner where he's supposed to stay clean or go to prison. Does Hunter seem like he's going to stay clean? Fresh off a bag of Coke left at the White House? You'd think Hunter wouldn't want to be spotted by a bomb. This is not a classy family. And this was a family-wide scandal. 10 Biden family members alleged to be taking bribes overseas. But investigators were obstructed from pursuing leads. Couldn't go anywhere near Hunter's daughter, Naomi, who was going to Ukrainian board meetings with Hunter. Couldn't talk to Joe's sister, Silent Val, who Hunter was sending cash to. And they weren't even allowed to mention Joe Biden's name. When Hunter was threatening the Chinese to pay up or his dad was going to get angry, they were told that was off limits. The Democrats say the American voters don't care if politicians are corrupt.
The circus has come to town with the House GOP. And what's dangerous about this is that the American people and their needs are not part of their agenda. And they want to focus on this political theater.
Democrats wasted 2 years on January 6th political theater. They used Hollywood production crews while American voters were begging them do something about the border, inflation, and high crime. And this was after the Democrats wasted years playing political theater with Russia. Now, I've been covering this Biden corruption story for a while now, and I can feel it's finally breaking through.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe.
I thought that was a pretty decent rundown of a comparison between what Trump's going through and has gone through and what old man Walter's going through. But at the end, when they're like, you know, what's going to happen? I don't think anything's going to happen. I just don't think so. I think if something was going to happen, they'd have picked up Hunter right when his attorney was outside ripping, you know, taking bong rips on the porch. Like, that's how it is for any of us. You know, if you're on probation or something like that, or you got some sort of deal and you're supposed to be clean, but then somebody else in the house gets arrested or gets in trouble or gets cited with drugs, you're going back to jail. Like, that's how it is, because you're under tight restriction. And obviously Hunter Biden's got all that privilege going on, just being a Biden himself. I don't think anything's going to happen, but I just thought it was a nice list comparison there, so that's why I put that up. I appreciate you, True Crazy. Let's read through the chat really quick, and we're going to move forward. The next video we're going to cover is titled North Korea Nuke Threat, which I think is really interesting. I feel like one of these days they're going to rip North Korea. I don't know who all they talk down to. I know they talk down to us all the time, but I feel like one day somebody's going to rip them. It's like that tough guy who was walking around with his chest out and stuff and bothering people, and one day somebody comes to town who ain't going to take that crap, and you watch this guy eat his teeth, humble him a little bit. And I feel like one day somebody's going to do that to North Korea. Got that short guy syndrome. It happens. EFO, crackhead artist. I mean, yeah, Hunter Biden's something. You can put a lot of titles on there. What's up, Captain Seamus? Happy freedom. I agree. YouTube is asshole. Let's read through chat really quick. Jimmy, you have no problem with the browser over on Kick. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Nisa Ree, for subscribing over on Kick. You're officially a hooligan, and I appreciate you. Thank you. You're awesome. What's up, Salty Ragu? What's up, Joe? Appreciate you guys being here. Jimmy, Hunter should be in jail for crack possession, tax evasion, lying on his pistol purchase permit, trafficking across state lines. I agree. I totally agree. I can't stand that they are talking about, you know, gun bans and assault weapons, and we need better background checks and all this stuff. And old man Walter, he's the top of the tower with that. But then his son is illegally purchasing firearms and then also disposing of firearms. Thrown away in a trash can obviously is not proper handling of a firearm. Like, make it make sense. They might as well just start doing drug laws and stuff too, since, you know, his son's out here smoking crack and doing stuff like that. So I don't know. It's not right. There needs to be accountability. Brian, despise the Bidens, but I couldn't care less about the lawyer ripping hits from the bong. Yeah, I don't really care that he's ripping hits. The point is, to me, is that Hunter was there. Like, he was there, supposedly. Hunter was there, and he was doing, like, visitation with his kid or something, while his attorney's out back doing bong rips on the porch, which is inappropriate in the situation itself, but then Hunter's not supposed to be around any kind of criminal activity or drugs. And that's a gray area depending on what state you live in. But like here in Michigan, weed's legal for 21 or older. But if you're on probation or if you're on some sort of court restriction, they don't care, because federally it's illegal. So Yeah, that's the only thing I get out of that. Yeah, I don't care what the attorney does with his free time. I'm just tired of seeing Hunter Biden just slipping and sliding away, skating. Him and his dad just getting away with everything. Just reading through the chat really quick, and we're gonna move forward with this nuclear threat from North Korea. What do they speak in North Korea? Do they speak Chinese? China used to rule Korea. So South Korea used to speak Chinese before they came up with Hangul, which is their alphabet. DCAT, yeah, you're never supposed to do drugs around children. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. Fitzy, do they speak Korean? I wasn't sure. I know you guys are talking to me like I'm a little special and beat my chest real hard while trying to bite my ear, but they used to all speak Chinese. Like their history, they used to all speak Chinese. And so I didn't know if North Korea, because I don't know if China had left the situation before the North and South were separated, or if they were separate and North Korea has more of a Chinese influence. I was just curious. Everybody's like, what? When I was learning to speak Korean, and I still do every now and then, I had to learn the history so I would understand. So anyways, we're going to get moving on this. North Korea nuke threat. Come on, man. All right, let's get her started.
Come on, man.
Morning, nuclear tensions between the U.S. and North Korea escalating as the U.S. shows its military support for South Korea. The North blasting the U.S. for, quote, reckless military moves after this U.S. nuclear-armed ballistic submarine docked in the Korean peninsula. North Korea's defense minister threatening possible nuclear retaliation.
Rhetoric like that, it's incredibly dangerous. We're not there to instigate.
This is the first time in 4 decades an American nuclear submarine has docked in South Korea. ABC's Martha Raddatz boarding the USS Kentucky for an exclusive look.
This is where the missiles would be launched from.
Yes.
The Kentucky is capable of carrying up to 20 nuclear-tipped ballistic missiles, each of them carrying up to a dozen nuclear warheads. The U.S. military says it's a reflection of American security commitments to South Korea as it fights back against North Korean aggression.
Are you worried about the possibility it could backfire?
I am very confident in our own nuclear deterrence.
The nuclear submarine is more than 200 miles south of the DMZ, or the demilitarized zone, the border that divides South and North Korea. This is where the Pentagon says 23-year-old American soldier Travis King intentionally crossed over into North Korea this week without authorization. Since King was taken into custody, U.S. officials say they've been unable to reach North Korean authorities to secure his release.
We want to bring him home. We don't know his condition. We don't know where he's being held. We don't know the status of his health.
Well, as for the nuclear warnings from North Korea, the Pentagon says the U.S. is committed to peace and security in the Korean peninsula and that the threats only deepen the U.S. cooperation with South Korea.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the 80.
Yeah. So I've seen a couple videos showing that nuclear submarine docked in South Korea, and I can't figure out why it's there. They don't talk a whole lot about why it's there. They're just like, oh, it's the first time it's docked in that area in like 40 years or whatever they said. But it doesn't really say why it's there. And then, of course, North Korea is like, yo, you're putting something capable of hitting us with a nuke on the south side. That's a threat. And I mean, I think if a foreign country brought a nuclear submarine and docked it to Florida or something like that, we would probably feel some type of way too. So I think of that, and then I think about how they keep talking about Orange Eagle and, you know, he was so hungry for war and all this stuff back in 2016 and all of that. And then we got old man Walter putting a nuclear sub right at South Korea after North Korea every other week wants to say they're going to hit us with a nuke. I don't know. I'd rather go to war with Orange Eagle leading the way than Old Man Walter. I don't know. Old Man Walter, he doesn't know what's going on. Kung Fu Grasshopper, show of force, yeah. Let's read through the chat really quick. Zerk, so the whole fake news propaganda have to be jailed. Yeah, they should. I can't believe how censored we are in the internet because they talk about misinformation or whatever. They're like, oh, you're putting out misinformation, so we'll pull you down, which is nonsense. But then the news is out here just feeding everybody's head full of propaganda. So it's like the internet really chooses what propaganda is allowed and what isn't. What kind of misinformation is allowed and what isn't. And then based on what you perceive first and repeat, debates on whether you get censored or not. We're in the biggest psyop ever. I swear. Zerk, so Old Man Walter don't decide anything. I don't think he does either. He has a hard time choosing what word to say next in a sentence. The bold, now girls have two heads. It's not a girl, buddy. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but if they got two, then it's probably not a girl. Low tech, war will happen. Maybe. Well, I don't know if we're going to see nuclear war, but I think we'll always have war as long as we got blue team in office. That's how it goes. War is good for business for them. Mr. Beansy Beans, why bring him home? Fuck him. Yeah, he ran. He's AWOL or whatever. He wanted to be there so bad. I bet his mind has changed, though. I bet he's got that Brittany Griner effect. You know, want to turn your back on the American flag until you need the American flag come save your ass in a ruined country. We'll see if he ever makes it back. The last guy who made it back, he wasn't here long enough to talk about it. He came back in a coma and then died a week later. So I don't know what. Of all the ways you could go AWOL, I don't know why he decided to go that route. Salt Ragu. North Korea speaks Spanish. That would be something. It would be something. Jimmy, on your way to work on a food truck? I kind of want a food truck. I know that sounds really weird, but I really want a food truck. And I want to sell... Like, I want to make food, but everything you order is going to come in a tortilla. You're going to catch some sort of burrito one way or another. Because I feel like it's easy to make, and there's so many things you can make with slow cookers and stuff. And sometimes I've gotten really, really poor and had to mix some things together, but... Let me put it like this. Have you ever had chili and macaroni and cheese wrapped in a burrito? It's awesome. It's awesome. Especially if you add in a couple vegetables and stuff like that. It's good stuff. And it doesn't cost a whole lot. And so have a food truck, not just selling that, but selling stuff like that, like junk food, I guess. I don't know. That's something I really want to do at some point, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what the future brings. Nisa Ree, I live next door to the biggest drug dealer in my county, sorry. And the police won't do anything. Something sus is happening. They might be using him as bait. That could be it. They could be using him as bait. One, he could be a federal, like, undercover person, or non-federal undercover person, I suppose. But most likely they're using him for bait. They're monitoring his house, where he goes, where his car ends up, who goes there, how long people are there, how much traffic goes there, because they could just get him for drug possession. But if they monitor him, they can get him for possession with intent to distribute. And if there's enough distribution going on, they can hit him with a drug house charge, which is separate than just being caught with enough to distribute. If you get caught with a drug house charge, they can, like, foreclose your house and all kinds of stuff. So they might be building up to something. But that's not an excuse for putting everybody else in danger while they're using this guy as bait. Jimmy Rocket Man. Yeah. What's up, Red Bear? Yeah, I think Kick's pretty cool. It's the uncensored version of Twitch. Just reading through the chat really quick. This next video we're going to cover is titled Sanitation Service Rally Held in Atlanta. Union workers demand better wages. Everywhere we look, we got people striking. DCAT, there's no flagged comments on Rumble. There is a way for me to moderate the chat on Rumble. I can ban people and stuff. I think I can delete comments. We're not really enforcing that unless people are intentionally, like, you know, actually doing something wrong. I have no intention of censoring, you know, what everybody has to say. But it's not like YouTube where if the system doesn't like what you're saying, it'll just flag it and I can pass it or hide it. It's not like that. If you say something that the Rumble platform doesn't like, they'll just remove your comment and I won't even know that it happened. Like if you say the F word, if you just write the F word by itself, nobody will ever see it. For some reason, Rumble just removes it from the chat. They don't want you saying the F word. Melissa, Jeff Max Diablo tacos. I'd probably get sued if I did that. I have to come out with my own Diablo sauce. I've made 3 different kinds of hot sauce, but the hot sauce that I make is like full body. It's not just the bite, not just the heat. It's not trying to kill your taste buds. It's somewhere between hot sauce and like pico de gallo. But I didn't successfully grow any peppers this year. I don't know if it's too hot in here or what, but everything I tried to grow in the greenhouse that you guys had sent me did not make it. Even like the little shrub plants that I have are like seizing up and stuff. And I know a lot about plants. I know a lot about plants. I ran a grow room for 10 years, maintaining weed plants bigger than I am. So I know a lot about plants, and it was all hydroponics. So that means that you have to know a little bit of chemistry in order to, you know, delegate what's in the water, the ppms and all that stuff. So I know a lot about plants. It's not just that I'm a heathen and I let my plants die. It just, there's no light that faces my house. I don't think the artificial light that I have is strong enough. I don't think I can put any of my big hoods up because I got 600 watt hoods. I can't put those up because I live in this little apartment now. So I didn't grow any peppers, therefore I didn't make any hot sauce this year. But I love doing that. It's my jam. I can't wait. We're gonna come out with a taco truck or something one day. Hey, I appreciate you, Christy Starr. Thank you for being over here on Rumble and all of your support. It means a lot to me, guys, and I don't know how to say it any other way. You know, I know it just sounds repetitive, like I'm just, oh, I appreciate you. I do. I really do, and I wish there was a way I could make it hit home, because I really do. I mean, it's not like I just get off the live and go sit on my ass. Like, this affects me full time. As soon as I'm off the live, I'm on my phone researching, or I'm tidying up the replays, or I'm hopping into the Gilded, and, you know, it really matters to me. It really, really does. Melissa, Cousin Jeff's not too hot nachos. I like that. I like that. All the hardcore people, they're not good. They're like, oh, I need the hot stuff, but I can't. I got a whittle tummy. It won't survive it. All these damn stomach problems. I think it's from growing up eating Hot Now. You guys remember Hot Now? So we're going to move forward to this next one. Sanitation Service Rally held in Atlanta. Union workers demand better wages. All right, let's get it.
New tonight, union sanitation workers held a rally outside Republic Services. They're demanding better wages and vacation time from the company. And if the wishes are not met, they intend to strike at the end of the month when their contract expires. Atlanta News First reporter Asia Wilson has more on what this could mean for many of you, many of us across Metro Atlanta if an agreement isn't reached.
Outside the front gates of Republic Services in Atlanta are dozens of waste workers.
Mechanics to residential recycle workers.
Sending a message loud and clear. Teamsters Local 728 demanding better wages and vacation time from Republic Services.
Because they deserve it. Fifth most dangerous job in America. Above firefighters, above police officers, even coal miners.
Jeffrey Rowland is a lead roll-off driver and has worked for the business since 1987.
We dealing with trash. All these guys get sick. I mean, before you realize it, your days is out.
Industrial driver Mark Dodd feels the same way.
I got hurt on the job. I got to have surgery in about a month, and I still come to work every single day.
Recently, 180 waste workers in Atlanta voted by 95% to authorize a strike. So if an agreement is not reached by the end of the month,
our labor ceases for this company. They have broke federal law under what we see.
Chuck Stiles, division director for Teamster Solid Waste Division, says this could impact the Atlanta airport, hospitals, some hotels, and other major businesses throughout Atlanta. But on Friday, Republic Services sent this statement saying, in part, Republic Services is in contract negotiations with the union representing some of the employees in Atlanta. It goes on to say, we will continue to work toward a fair and competitive contract. We look forward to continuing negotiations to reach an agreement that is beneficial for our employees and our company. Now, the wait is on. In Atlanta, Asia Wilson, Atlanta News First.
Well, more strikes. More strikes. We got the movie people, you know, the writers and actors or whatever that are on strike, and UPS is going on strike, and now the Republic trash company is going on strike, or at least in Atlanta they are. I don't know. Now, I don't know a whole lot about the writers strike and all that stuff, because I don't know unions and all that stuff. But I see that UPS and Yellow, there was the Yellow truck company, and Republic, they're all Teamsters. So it's like all Teamster unions are striking right now. I don't know. And I think it's weird that it's only in Atlanta. Like, is it because of the cost of living in Atlanta? Because there's Republic trash here, or whatever it's called, Sanitation. I don't know, I want to be politically incorrect. As far as I know, they ain't going on strike here. So I don't know what that's about. I seen someone say, Georgia in the news again. Yeah, it's like every day. Every day. Atlanta and, was it South Fulton County or whatever, where their mayor was arrested for trespassing, and he was also like inside of somebody else's house because he said it was his dream home and he wanted to check it out because he thought it was abandoned. They just do weird stuff out in Georgia, I guess. It's I'm not gonna say Georgia because it's not all of Georgia, but they are in the news almost every day. Dominic, woke Hollywood can burn. Yeah, I wonder what's going on with the whole writer's strike thing. Like, how long are they gonna be on strike? Is there a point where they just give it up? I think they're getting cashed in. What I think is interesting, and I posted a video, and there was people on Twitter that had a problem with it, but I came across this video and I thought it was interesting, and it's just speculation, but the whole reason the writers are on strike, maybe not the whole reason, but a big reason, is that these production companies want to scan you, like you go act as a background actor or something like that, and they're going to scan you and then save you in a computer, and then anytime they need backup actors, they're just going to put you on there. Just copies of your acting, and they'll just put you in the background and stuff. You won't get paid after that, though. You only get paid for the initial acting. Anytime they use your appearance after that, you're not getting paid. And that's something that the writers and the actors don't want to deal with. They want to be paid every time they appear in any kind of film. And I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense, I suppose. It depends on your contract, right? Because for some people that might be beneficial. You could be like selling yourself as a background actor, and you can go to all these production companies and have them scan you acting, and licensed to them. You know, kind of like how beats are. Just because you buy a beat, that doesn't make you the creator of the beat. You're leasing it, and based on your contract is what all you can use it for, how long you can use it, and usually those kind of features reflect the price. So if an actor, I don't know how much they make, but if a background actor made $100, and every time they were a background actor they made $100, and now we're going through this technological change, now to contract an actor, maybe they should be charging $1,000 or $100,000, because they're not just using you now, you're giving that production company a license to keep using your image in their films from there on out as many times as they want to. So the price should reflect it, if that's going to be how it's going to roll. Now, I don't know what they're thinking, what they're doing, or even if they've considered any of that. But I seen a video where somebody was like, you know, this is all great and all, but what if they start doing this in politics? What if they start doing this when you're watching the news and stuff like that, where they use it as a psyop, or they use the excuse as a psyop? So say all this information comes out and it shows Hunter Biden banging hookers and smoking crack, or it shows old man Walter receiving money from foreign countries that he's not supposed to have, or it shows all the bad stuff that Hollywood's been doing over the last 100 years or however long they've been around. Well, now these guys might use that as an excuse. They might say, oh, those are AI generated images and video. That's not really me. Somebody made that, and those accusations are fake. And we're starting to get to a point where it's like, how do you tell? How do you tell if it's real or not? Like, I'm wondering if the whole thing's one big psyop. Yeah, they're going on strike and they feel this kind of way, but what if that whole information itself is put out there for us to absorb, so later on down the road they can use that as an scapegoat for actual film and blackmail on high up elite people, them being exposed for doing bad things, you know, hurting kids and all that other kind of stuff that they do, all the terrible things they do. What if they use AI as an excuse and then they let it slide? They put that out in front of all of us. Here's all the terrible things that you guys have known for years and years and years. We're finally exposing it. And then all the elite come out and they go, that's AI. And they get away with it. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I saw like a short or a TikTok of that, and I posted it on Twitter, and then everybody on Twitter was like, nah, that's BS. I'm like, I don't know. But I thought it was interesting. Just wanted to share that with you guys. Hillbilly at Heart, it's all a part of the agenda. Oh, Agenda 21. They want to control every aspect of our lives. Yeah, they do. I want to hear more about the phones, because KJP came out for a White House press briefing and for like 4.5 minutes stammered off. It probably wasn't even that long. Just rattled off some stuff saying that they're developing a list of phones that are safe for Americans to use and take in their home, because they don't want you to go out and buy whatever phone you want. They are making a list of phones you're allowed to have. And I think that's really weird. And they're already taking the gas stoves and the gas cars and all this other stuff. Now they're going to tell us what cell phone we're allowed to have. It's rough. This stuff is rough. I'm dealing with all this crap and the censorship on YouTube, and I can't take it. I can't take it. I need a break from the oppression. Where's my reparations? I want them now. Come on, man. Just read through the chat really quick, and we're going to move forward. What's up, Queen Bravo? Happy freedom. Deep South Jody, screw those actors. Yeah, like I say almost every day, I want everyone to be whole. I want everyone to figure out a way to be happy. I don't want any bad things to happen to any person at all. But there isn't anything good coming out of Hollywood. I don't know the last time I seen a movie I thought was good. I don't know the last time I saw a TV show that I thought was good that's new. All the new stuff is just like crap. I feel like there's not really value in it. They're just trying to trick you and make you think it's good because it reminds you of some other movie that actually was good. And I feel like that's all it is. Too much focus on mainstreaming everything to be commercialized instead of actually making art. There is not really any art anymore. Most of the music you hear is crap. Videos are all crap, like I'm talking about TV and all that stuff. It's not. Hunter Biden's a painter. I mean, It's all crap. Joe Bosch, I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore. Name the movie. Everybody's gonna know but me. I don't know. I don't know what it is. To me, it just sounds like protesters. When I think of that, when I'm saying it in my head, I'm hearing Antifa drums in the background and bullhorns going off in the background and stuff. And I know that's not what you're referencing, but that's what's playing in my brain when I read that out loud, or I read that internally. Captain Seamus Network, Madeline Network. See, I knew you guys would know. What's up, Tam Tam? Happy Freedom. Captain Seamus, the new Grand Tour is pretty good, along with Clarkson's Farm. Too bad they canceled Clarkson's from being Clarkson. What? I don't know. I'll have to check that stuff out. True Crazy, I warned you about being a bigot. Yeah. It's I guess it's in my blood. Like the Pentagon says, it's all that white rage. It's my skin color's fault. It's not my fault. It's the flesh I'm wrapped in. I don't know. All that crazy stuff we hear on the news. So we're going to move to this next video titled Aldean's Fans Stand Strong. Stand strongly. I guess it matters to say strongly. It sounded weird, but I didn't write the title. Oh, hold on a second. All right, Hooligans, let's get her started.
Left is losing it. Aldean's fans, they are standing strongly behind him. Our team spoke to some of them outside of his concert in Ohio tonight. By the way, the concert ended up being canceled. Sadly, there was a tornado watch warning going on right around where the stadium was. I hope everyone got home safe. Anyway, take a look.
What I'm actually sick of is the woke left's canceling of everything. The song is just the next step in that process that's going on, and it's terrible. It's changing the country that we lived in.
I think that people that are all up in arms about it haven't actually watched the video. They haven't actually listened to the lyrics, and people are projecting. People are projecting what they think into something about a small town. You know what? If you've ever lived in a small town, you know we take care of our own, period.
Well, I think personally, with him, he's just playing country music. He didn't try to do anything to upset people. He's just playing country music.
Why aren't we looking at some of the other lyrics at some of the other genres? How do they correspond to what Jason Aldean said?
I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, I think he should be able to do and say exactly what he thinks and what he wants. I think this whole world needs to take a new perspective upon this whole situation.
I think if people on a certain side of the spectrum like something, they're going to dislike it. It doesn't matter what it is. So since we like it, they don't.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube.
Come on now. Couldn't get handy to stop. I don't know. The whole cancel culture thing is dumb. Mad at him for stuff that ain't even happening. It seems like Blue Team never puts their hate in the right place. Like, and I'm sure it's done that way on purpose, but it just seems like they don't ever get it right. They're never mad at anything that's ever worth being mad at. Ever. It's not like, you notice that like Red Team and Blue Team are never mad at the same thing at once. But it affects all of us, and that's why I just don't get it. Like, how could it be so divided that there's not one thing that, you know, Red Team and Blue Team can agree on? Country song. It's that's so stupid. That's so stupid. And people are pointing out, they're like, he can't make a song that's talking about pretty much being tired of crime and everything that started back in 2020. And it, as far as I know, the song doesn't actually say to go do anything. It's not like a call to action or anything like that, like you'll hear from the radical left, which is almost always a call to action, especially like violence and stuff like that. The song isn't like that. It doesn't have a call to action, we'll just say that. And they're finding a reason to be mad at it, saying, you know, it's racist and there's terrible things being said. But we can hear Cardi B talk about her WAP, her wet ass hoo-ha. Like, why? How is that better? Who is that better for? I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Podcast Zelle. Sean is CIA 100%. He could be. He's been around a long time. I used to hear Sean Handy. I didn't know what he looked like until this stuff, but I've been hearing Sean Handy since 2016. Like I was telling you guys, when I was making road repair products, I used to have to listen. Well, I didn't have to. I was allowed to listen to Wood Radio. And it had like Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity and a couple other people on there. And so I know their voices, but I didn't know what they look like until I started doing this. And Sean Handy sounds a lot different than he looks. I mean, now it's kind of hard to remember, but I just remember thinking he looked a lot different than the first time that I seen him, because I had just been hearing his voice for so long. I used to like listening to Rush Limbaugh. I never knew what he was talking about because I didn't know anything about politics, but I used to like how wound up he got. He reminded me of AJ a lot. Not quite as over the top as AJ gets, but Rush Limbaugh, he was like, sometimes he'd be calling him out. But that's probably why he had a 3-hour section while everybody else only had a 1-hour section. Hey, I appreciate you, D-Cat. We're all in this together. Absolutely. Fitzy, I miss Rush so much. Yeah, I liked Rush. He was very direct, and I like that. Calling stupid people stupid, and I was like, yeah. I like that. Kevin, I've been hearing rumors of snap fall election here in Canada. I'm working on verification right now. What does that mean? What's a... Hold on, I'm going to try and Google some stuff. See if I can find my own answers. What is a snap election? I can't find a clear answer on it. It's obviously something, but everything I'm seeing is like huge paragraphs, and I'm not going to sit here and read all that right this second. But thanks for letting me know, Kevin, and let me know if you get it verified. Reading through the chat really quick. Kevin, it's an early federal election because people are tired of Trudeau. I don't know. I've never heard anybody say anything good about Trudeau. Grey Wolf, cancel culture will never tell me what to do. I feel like it's been a long time since cancel culture has actually happened. The last thing I heard that was a really big, like, let's cancel somebody was Dave Chappelle. They were trying to cancel him, and that didn't work. They were trying to get his special taken off of Netflix, and it didn't work. And even the Netflix employees went out there and cried and turned their wiener inside out, and that didn't even work. And so ever since then, I haven't really heard of cancel culture working. Like, you think of cancel culture as the left, and I haven't heard of it working in quite some time. They really had their run with social media. They were getting everyone banned on social media, big time. But other than that, I haven't really heard of it actually working. I did hear more about the whole Bud Light thing because now the right is starting to boycott more brands and stuff like that. I guess Bud Light sales have gone up 5%. I guess it initially dropped like 35% because everyone boycotting Bud Light, but now it's starting to go back up. And I was talking about this the other day, and some people were getting mad about it, but it seems like the boycotts never last. They just don't, and I don't know why. I don't know the reason behind it, but it just doesn't seem effective. Like, you don't hear anyone talking about Target anymore. They were selling shapeshifter clothes to children. They were putting rainbow and all kinds of weird stuff that you wouldn't want your kid to learn about until they're old enough to worry about adult things at eye level, at children height, all over Target and stuff, because they're trying to push this. I'm trying to think the way to say it. See, this is what happens when YouTube's around. They're pushing all this stuff onto kids. They're selling stuff to kids and they're marketing it towards kids, so they're confused about stuff they shouldn't be confused about. And everybody was all mad about it. And then Target moved those clothes to the back of the store, and now you don't hear anyone talking about it. Nobody talks about Target anymore. Everybody still talks about Bud Light, and I think the trend of like shitting on your friends for drinking a Bud Light and stuff, I think that's what's keeping the boycott going. Is it's like Nickelback. You know, people love listening to Nickelback, but then if they hear you listening to Nickelback, it's even more fun to rain on your parade. To be like, oh man, you're listening to that? Like, what are you talking about? You know all the words to this. Don't act like you don't like this. It's just trendy. It's like I don't know. It's like a fad. If people still say that, it's just something that people do because they think it's cool or they think it's funny or whatever. I think that's what's keeping the Bud Light thing going, is just to joke on your friends who are drinking it. If it's effective, it's working. We need to make everything fun. We need to make all the boycotts fun and make jokes and memes and stuff about it so we can keep it going, because the sustainability just isn't there for a lot of things. I mean, look at how YouTube's going. They ban everyone and then everyone ends up going back to YouTube, and that sucks. And it has to do with convenience. I think a big portion of all boycotting and the reason it fails is because of convenience. You know about the brand because it's convenient enough for you to try the brand, and you keep going back and you become a part of it because you don't care about something unless it affects your life. That's just how people are. So if you're willing to boycott a brand, that means that brand is something you're familiar with and you may have purchased many times from them. And then one day they did you wrong, or maybe they did you wrong too many times, and you decide to boycott it, and if you can get enough steam, other people will boycott it. But then you're making your own life inconvenient, and life is really inconvenient as it is right now anyways. It's probably, it's harsh. Life is harsh right now. The way you can get censored by everything, you got to be politically correct to have a job. You got to worry about what you say on social media, because if your job sees it, they'll fire you, and all this other stupid stuff. Life's already hard, and then when you go to inconvenience yourself to boycott a brand that you used to buy from, after a while you're just like, everyone's making my life hard, and I'm making my life hard too. I'll just stop making my life hard, and we'll just go back to being comfortable enough to deal with everyone else making my life hard. And I think that's what kills boycotts. I think that's what makes it run out of steam. Joe, correct. It says, don't try that shit in my town. Yeah, and that's, I heard most of that song, that country song that they're trying to cancel. I heard most of it, but I didn't study it lyric for lyric. But I didn't hear anything bad. And then I guess it's shot in front of a courthouse where something bad happened to somebody. And so people are like, oh, that's the symbolism. That's why it's racist, is because of the courthouse in the background. Well, if the courthouse is so bad and racist, why is it still there? Why don't they pull that down like they did all the statues and stuff? I don't know. Crying just to be crying. Miss Jamie, political correct is not spoken here. It's a sign I'm staring at in my garage. That's awesome. Yeah, if we didn't have YouTube around, we wouldn't have to worry about being politically correct. I really wish they would just change the community guidelines so everybody could be comfortable watching and we can do what we got to do. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think YouTube's going to go more blue before they try and go back to the center line. Pumpkin, the problem is I never get to boycott. They always boycott things I don't use anyway. Yeah, that's how I felt about Target. I've probably been inside of a Target twice my entire life. So boycotting it was really easy. It's really easy to boycott it because I don't ever go there. But man, if they were trying to boycott Taco Bell, I would be having me a time. I love standing up for what's right, but man, I would be having me a time. What's up, OG? Appreciate you being here. Melissa, being a patriot, it's not an inconvenience. It's our duty. It's true. Standing up for what's right. Absolutely. Captain Seamus, I used to love Target. They closed ours down and I was done with them. It's been 5 years. Haven't been one since. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Target is just like over glorified Kmart. You guys remember Kmart? Is Kmart still around? Is that still a thing? It's not here. There's no Kmart here. So we're going to move on to this next video. This is going to be the last one we're going to show on YouTube today. And we got some other stuff. We got some Trump stuff coming up on all the other platforms. I already have the link for Rumble over on YouTube. I don't even know why you guys are watching on YouTube. Our YouTube is dead in the water until we can get it remonetized, and if we can get everything else rolling, I'll stop worrying about YouTube because it's really hurting me. So this next video is titled "Has No Idea Where They Are." Langford slams Biden administration for losing unaccompanied minors. Like I said before, I don't think they're lost. I don't think they're lost. I think the old man Walter knows right where they are. All right, let's go ahead and get this started.
Senator Gordon, thanks for your leadership on this, that you have been at this and at this and at this, to be able to focus in on the country on what we're going to do on the border crisis. It's interesting that the numbers can run up to 10,000 a day, and then they drop back to 3,000 to 5,000 a day, and the Biden administration says, look, the numbers are way down, and it seems that the national media just looks away. They just take the cue from the Biden administration, don't pay attention to this anymore. Everything's just fine. Don't stare at the 3,000 to 5,000 people still coming across the border, still being released, into the unaccompanied minors that are still being released out in the countries. The Biden administration has no idea where they are. We have multitudes of challenges here. The population crossing the border right now is a different population than what we saw even last year. Fewer people that are Spanish speakers. The cartels are advertising worldwide and are drawing more and more people in from Pakistan, from Russia, from China, from West Africa, from areas outside of Central America. We're seeing folks that are coming in. The vast numbers of those are men in their 20s and 30s. We saw this at 9/11, where the country was not focused in on individuals that were illegally present in the country, and a small handful of people that were not legally present in the country caused a major national security loss for us, and 3,000 Americans die. Listen, this is a national security issue because we have more and more people that are crossing the border that are not from our region, that are literally come from all over the world, facilitated by the cartels. We have more and more children that are in our country that this administration has no idea where they are, and we have more and more operations from the cartels where they're pushing across asylum seekers at one point, then 3 miles down the river, pushing people in with backpacks and camo to be able to bring in who knows what. This is an ongoing issue. And for whatever reason, the media has chosen to look away and just pretend this problem is solved because the Biden administration has released the numbers are down, when the numbers are 3 times higher than what they were during the Obama administration, and we still have a record low number of deportations while we have a record high number of people illegally crossing the border. All we're trying to do is to be able to get the administration to do their job. They have a basic requirement to be able to enforce the law. Our simple statement is follow the law, enforce the law, follow through on that. We're glad to be able to partner with them on ways to be able to fix the asylum process. There's lots of things that have got to legislatively be done. But right now they have the obligation to follow the law and enforce the law.
I mean, that sounds simple enough. Follow the law, enforce the law. The law is already there. Guess they'll just need some accountability. It seems like that's the common denominator for everything that's wrong with the country right now. Is there's just no accountability being handed out. None at all. They know where those kids are. Those kids didn't just get lost. They know where they are. They're in Old Man Walter's basement. David, these people are walking right into a trap. Jake, we can't talk about the international... I can't say that word. The international human trade because of the border crisis. Yeah, everything that's actually going on around us, we're not even allowed to talk about it. We're not allowed to talk about what's happening to us. Couldn't talk about the jab. Couldn't talk about the plague. Couldn't talk about compliance cloths. Like, can't talk about anything that's actually going on. Unless you're on Rumble or jeffmaclive.com. It's the only way. Those borders are wide open. And nobody cares. Well, we care, but nobody in charge of anything actually cares. What's up, MH? Happy freedom. Matthew, communism, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. They're conditioning us by using communism digitally so we get used to it. So then they enforce it in real life, and we may know the difference, but 20-year-olds won't. Teenagers won't. Our kids won't. They won't know the difference. They'll be so conditioned from the beginning that when they go out into the world and communism bleeds into their freedom and rights, they'll just be like, oh, it's just like on Facebook. I can't talk about it on Facebook. I can't talk about it out in the world. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And they're not going to know any different because it's happening to us digitally. Look at what happened with the plague. Those compliance cloths came out. The mandates came out. And everybody's like, well, you got to. That's the law. That is not the law, you idiots. And I was telling people until I was blue in the face. Even like Walmart workers walk in, you have to. You gotta wear a compliance cloth. It's the law. Obviously, you don't know how laws work. Like, and that's sad. Like, that's sad to have like grown ass people telling you that a mandate's law and it's not. It's not even close to the same thing. It's like saying policy. Our policy is, well, I don't care what your policy is. Well, the rules are, well, I don't care what the rules are. I care about what my rights are and what the laws are, and that's all I care about. I don't care about much else when it comes to telling me what I can and can't do. That's it. But people are dumb, and it's from the conditioning. And the conditioning through the internet is going to make everything worse. All the censorship is watering us down to where when it happens in real life, we'll just go, okay. And it's messed up. It is messed up. Chris, it was never voted on or made into an enforceable law. Exactly. But people complied. Hardcore. Left and right. Barf bag. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I got demonetized. If I seem a little bummed out, it's because I pretty much just lost my job. But we're trying to salvage this. We got about 2 weeks to fix things, or this is going to be all over. Just reading through the chat really quick. Thank you so much, Market Spy, for gifting a sub to Crazy Times. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's awesome. You guys are the best. You're the best hooligans that a hooligan king could ask for. Podcast gel. I still haven't recovered from the compliance cloth stuff. I'm traumatized. I feel the same way. There's like, I think a lot of people feel that way because when the smoke was rolling in from Canada and New York was turning orange or whatever, they were telling people to put on compliance cloths, that it actually will matter. And people were like, no. I don't care. I'd rather breathe the orange air. I'd rather just inhale all of this than wear a compliance cloth. And in reality, it probably would have done something. Just like painting and stuff like that, right? That's a reason to wear a form of a compliance. And really, you should be wearing a breather or something like that. Sanding, all of the, anything where you're putting dust in the air or, things are in the air. You should probably ventilate somehow, but people were like, no. No, you're not going to make me wear a compliance cloth. I don't care if there's visible dirt and stuff in the air. I am not going to wear one. And it's, I feel for them. Air quality went to crap here in Michigan. It wasn't orange. It was foggy out, but nah. You don't see me painting and stuff because I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could put it over my ears. I would probably cry. If I had to put it on, I would just feel like I lost. I would just feel defeated. I can't do it. It just makes me upset. I can't wear a compliance cloth. And I still see people doing that at Walmart. And I'm like, what are you doing? You don't want to breathe the same air as me? If I see you wearing a compliance cloth, I think you're racist against hooligans. You're a racist against hooligans. You don't want to breathe the same air as us. Racist. I don't trust people who wear compliance cloths. They're not even real people. Melissa, I got one for you. When one door closes, many others open. It's true. It is true. Thank you so much, Destiny, for the $20 donation over on Rumble. I really appreciate the support. Thank you. $20 for Klaus food. I appreciate it. Heck yeah. Klaus Daniels, he's an eater too. Silverwolf, boycott CommuTube. If they take enough people away, they will. They will. People will leave YouTube. Just reading through the chat really quick. Alright, hooligans, we're going to wrap things up for YouTube because we have some Trump stuff to talk about. We got Carrie Lake coming up. We got a pre-recorded speech from Trump that we're going to be covering. So we're going to take a second here to shut down YouTube. Everyone else that's watching right now, you're totally fine where you are. You don't have to move or anything like that. For everyone over on YouTube, go ahead and click that Rumble link at the very top and come join us over on Rumble. On a platform that doesn't hate you. YouTube hates us. They hate us. They don't want people seeking the truth. They don't want people to have fellowship. They don't want people to be united. They don't want that. They want people to lie to each other and be toxic and hateful, twerking and acting like they're doing something with their lives, making pranks, doing goofy stuff like that. So just go ahead, get off of YouTube, come join us over here on Rumble so we can move forward. I also have all the links in the description, so if you would like to support everyone over on YouTube, donation links, membership links, all that stuff is in the description. If you would like to show support, there's no way to do it through the platform anymore because I have been demonetized. But you can come join us over here on Rumble. You get a membership on Rumble or on Kick, you'll get exclusive emojis. Or you can join us over on jeffmaclive.com where you're truly free. You'll have access to all kinds of stuff. That's all I'm going to do for a spiel deal. I'm not going to run you through it. You've heard it many times. I'm going to drop the link for you. Join the link tree. You don't have to join it. Click on the link tree. You can find everything. Go get you a cool tank top like I got on right now. I try to make all the designs in tank tops because summer's hot. It's not just boy ones. I'm pretty sure we got... Girls have their own tank tops. Alright, we're wrapping things up on YouTube. Just give me a second, you hooligans. Surprised you guys can't hear the birds chirping. It's loud. They wake me up at like 5 o'clock in the morning.